do you have any question or anything before I start? Have you started doing your term papers? Because today we are the first day of week 13, and really next week is the deadline. Next week is the deadline, and the deadline is at the end of the week, Thursday, or I will accept it. I'll accept it, maybe Saturday, no problem. So I will specify the date, and I will send you a note saying the last deadline for the term papers to be submitted is Saturday, beginning of week 15. Anyway, I will send the specific exact date later. So any questions, boys, now? Any questions? Okay, so now we have one girl joining. Yeah, I will share with you the play, and I will start reading where I stopped last time. I think I was here, correct? Correct me if I think I did 2 pages like that, but of course, originally really 4. I don't know. Have I reached this position here, line 140? Have I? No. Do you remember, boys? I think I stopped here. Maybe line 70, or I can't remember really. Anyway, I will resume from here. When Oedipus is angry to know, exactly who did this crime in the town, because everybody, as you can see, the town people, everyone came to complain, to say that the city is really plagued by a plague, and they wanted to know what was the reason. So they sent the messenger, or somebody like a messenger, to check what's going on here, why the city is being punished for some reason. Of course, the reason we shall see later, and I think this is the idea about the if you like, the whole irony is that the plague is him, exactly him, the king himself. So really, this is the idea which originally we know, and even in Greek drama at the time, I think in the stage, the audience, they already know this. So that's why here we see exactly the meanings of irony of situation. So notice here when the king Oedipus is asking his people to say, tell me what's going on. My children, I pity you. I see, how could I fail to see what longings bring you here? Well, I know you are sick to death, all of you, but sick as you are, not one is sick as I. Of course, here the king is maybe genuine and maybe honest when he's saying, yeah, you came because you think you are in trouble, you think you came because you are in pain and you're sick. Well, I feel the same. If you really feel that, I feel exactly the same. I'm not in a better situation. I feel what's going on here, and I'm your king, so I know what's going on here. So that's why he said here, your pain strikes each of you alone, each in the confines of himself, no other. But my spirit grieves for the city, for myself and all of you. So really, this is the problem. He said, if you have pain, if you are suffering, each one of you will be suffering on his or her own. So the sufferings here, he's saying, is may be limited and personal. Whereas for me as the king, I am suffering for all the nation, for all the people. So he wants to say my pain is far more, for example, here, comprehensive and really, to include the whole nation. So that's what he means here, that, my spirit for the whole city, for the whole town, for the whole country. And even he said, myself and all of you. So I'm not only feeling, spirited or angry or in pain because of myself personally, as selfish feeling, but because of you, because you are my people. I wasn't asleep, dreaming. So he said, yeah, I know what's going on. I'm not asleep. I was not asleep. I knew what was going on in the city, in the town, in the whole area. I know how things really are, maybe a bit dangerous. And I'm aware of this because being the king and being the leader of the nation, I know I was not asleep and I was not dreaming. You have not awakened me. I have wept through the nights. You must know that. Groping, laboring over many paths of thought. This is the word here, really, groping and laboring, is, if you like, really a hint later on when he takes out his eyes. This is exactly what he's going to do, because the word grope, how people walk when you have no eyes, or if you are blind, the way you try to feel and touch things, with whatever you have, sticks or whatever. And because really blind people sometimes do that. And this is really the idea here. We say that this is exactly what is going to happen to him later on at the end of the play, when he plucks out his eyes, by a dagger or a pin, a massive pin. He took out his eyes and he became blind, and the way he walked out of the palace. So the idea really here is, the question I'm saying to you as being the powerful hint for later on in the play. Notice, laboring over many paths of thought, after a painful search, I found one cure. I acted at once. So he wants to say, I knew what was going on. So that's why I decided to do something, to act. And that's what he means here. He said, I knew the problem and I wanted to do something for you. I sent Creon, this is, he is Jocasta's brother, and really originally he is his uncle. To be honest, Creon is his uncle, because Oedipus is, we know that he's really her son. So here in the play now, he seems to be his first, if you like, minister, or he calls him as vizier or wazir, really, as we say in Arabic. It's the same word they use here. And he said, I sent him to check with the gods to see what's going on. Remember, I told you this before, because in Greek mythology and Greek drama, really people believe in gods and in the multiplicity of gods and all that. So that's why here, you should not really wonder about this question of how he's saying this to us, maybe to believe or to understand. So notice he said, I sent Creon, my wife's own brother. He's saying it, my good, honorable, brother-in-law. I sent him to Delphi, he said. To Delphi, of course, is the place like the mountain, like Mount Olympus. And Delphi is one of those sacred mountains where Apollo is. And, you know, this is where, or if you like, the oracle, he said, you know, the prophet's oracle, where it's that, you know, in Delphi. So he said, to Delphi, Apollo, the prophet's oracle, to learn what I might do or say to save our city. Today is the day when I count the days gone by, its torments, by it torments me. You know, sorry, by when I count the days gone by, it torments me. The idea is that I sent him, and we are waiting, and I'm waiting and waiting, impatiently waiting. And this question of waiting for me is like torment, and that's really what he means here. What is he doing? You know, as if to say, you know, why he was late? Why he's late? He didn't come back. He said, strange, he's late. He's gone too long. But once he returns, then I will be a traitor if I do not do all the God makes clear. Again, notice here, as I told you, please make sure when you write the word God in in small g, because this is the right word here to use these days. In this, it's the right word, because when you say gods, you know, in small g, because this is, you know, in Greek mythology, they believe in the multiplicity of gods. Whereas for us, like, you know, we as modern time, or, you know, like, I think Muslims or anybody, in a way, we use the word, we write the word in capital G to mean just one God. And that's the idea about monotheism. So this is the word here. You have to really be careful when you write it. So you make sure to use in the whole play here, whenever you mention the word God, it means those gods in Greek mythology. And in reality today, this is there's nothing like that. And here the priest, of course, said, timely words. The men over here, the men over there are signaling. Creon is just arriving. So he's saying, now we have talked about him, now he has arrived. Oedipus citing Creon, then turning to the altar. Lord Apollo, let him come with a lucky word of rescue, shining like his eyes. Oedipus really, he likes Creon, and Creon, as I said, he's his uncle, really, originally. But of course, he's not here. He's his brother-in-law, or he says he's my wife's brother. And, he's his minister, and he likes him. And the way he speaks about him here in a very positive way, say he has shining eyes, he's saying something interesting and loving to him. But the irony is, later on in the same, after a few lines, he's going to be angry with him and to hate him and to say he is a traitor because he said something that he didn't like. Notice here what he said to him. Welcome news, I think. He's crowned. Look, and the laurel wreath is bright with berries. Yeah. So really, this is the reference to Greek mythology and the Greek, the use of the word here. He said laurel and wreath and the berries, because in old days they used this laurel thing to use it as really like. As he said here, we say wreath as something like crowns, really. So here it means the greatness and the lovely thing and the really beautiful images that are associated with this question of crowns. And Oedipus said, well, we will soon see. He is close enough to hear. Enter Creon from the side. His face is shaded with a wreath. Again, the same. This is I'm saying here, the same thing. Creon, Prince, my kinsman, what do you bring us? Look here, how, as I said, really he thinks. Just a second, boys. Okay, boys and girls, sorry for interruption. I will continue where, where was I here? Yes.
No
So
problem.
saying, notice Oedipus, how he is so hopeful, and the way he addresses Creon in a very positive way. He said, "Creon, Prince, my kinsman." You know the word "my kinsman." He means my relative, my own family, my own people. What do you bring us? What message from the God? Again, notice here, the God. As I said, he means from Apollo. And as I said, Apollo is, you can see, one of the gods, not just a god, because later on, maybe you shall see and you shall learn so many references to the multiplicity of gods. And Creon said, "Good news. I tell you, even the hardest things to bear If they should turn out well, all would be well. So Creon, remember, is absolutely innocent and a great man, honorable man in every sense, because he wants to tell him the truth, what he was told in Delphi by the Lord, or by the god Apollo. As I said, Apollo is again the son of Zeus, because Zeus, he was the father or the god of gods. You know, the whole carry-on is to us is strange to believe about that. But this is, as I said, the Greek, old mythological Greek beliefs. And Oedipus said, of course, but what were the gods' words? There is no hope and nothing to fear in what you have said so far. Creon, if you want my report in the presence of these, pointing to the priests while drawing Oedipus toward the palace, I am ready now, or might go inside. You know, Creon is, as I said, very polite. He said, do you want me to speak in front of these people? Or do you want me to tell you this in private? Let's go inside and tell you what the god said. And of course, Oedipus, being arrogant, we know, and this is one of his mistakes, his arrogance. And he is really rash, and he's always, quick-minded. All the time, he is so, impatient. And he said, speak out, speak to us all. I grieve for these, my people, far more than I fear for my own life. You see, so he's saying, no, you can speak, no problem. I'm not worried. You know, I want everybody to know what you are saying. Very well, I will tell you what I heard from the god. Apollo commands us. He was quite clear. And this is the commands of Apollo, and the orders. Commands us means orders us, to tell us exactly what to do. And this is his decision. Drive the corruption from the land. Do not harbor it any longer. Past all cure. Don't nurse it in your soil. Root it out. You see? So really, this is the exact phrase, and he's, this is the question. Just sorry to see it's this. Okay. So here we say, drive the corruption from the land and don't harbor it any longer. So he's saying that in this nation, in this country, there is corruption. There is an evil thing. From the land, from the whole country. There is a problem, there is an evil thing, and should be driven out of the country. And don't harbor it, don't keep it, don't take care of it. Don't allow it to stay here any longer. And he said, past all cure means it can't be cured. It can't be corrected. It can't be, reformed at all. Something must be taken out completely. And that's why he said, don't nurse it. Nurse it here as if like a patient. If somebody is patient or ill and you take care of him or her, then she will be or he will be cured or cured. And he said, this person can't be cured in any way. No nurse can do him anything. Root it out means completely take it out of the soil and throw it away. This is really a clear thing. So there is an evil thing, and it must be banished out of the nation, out of the whole land. Oedipus, how can we cleanse ourselves? What is the source of the trouble? Again, look at the word here, cleanse. Cleanse ourselves. you know, really this is the idea is very important to say, because the word cleansing is like purifying. It's not cleaning like cleaning a dirty thing. But the word cleanse really means to purify yourself or your soul. Is something moral, something religious, something spiritual, not physical. Cleaning for physical thing, cleansing for spiritual things, for moral, abstract things. So again, here it's really funny and again ironical, because we know that he is going to, he himself needs to be, purified from, because he himself is the terrible thing that, the whole nation should be cleaned by kicking him away. So cleaning himself is by banishing himself, and this is really the tragedy about it. And he said, what rights? How can we do that? How can we do it? What are the ways? What is the source of the trouble? Again, Creon said exactly what Apollo said: banish the man or pay back blood with blood. Banish the man. To banish means to kick him away, to completely kick him away of the town, of the whole country, or pay back blood with blood. The man who killed should be killed. Kill him because he killed. Murder sets the plague storm on the city. He said, because you are plagued because of a murder. There was a murder in this city, and because of that murder, we have a terrible plague storm. Notice here, a storm, but made of plagues, meaning terrible diseases. And he said, the whole city, the whole country is plagued because of that evil thing, that murder. And you notice he said storm, like is affecting everybody, like a tsunami thing, affecting everything. And Oedipus said, whose murder? Whose murder? مقتل من? مقتل من? What are you talking about? Who was that person who was murdered? Whose fate does Apollo bring to light? Again, here the word fate, again, is important to understand here about the question of fate and destiny. He said, Apollo must have fated someone. Again, this is really tragical and ironical, because it's his fate. Because according to the play, Oedipus was fated to kill his father and to marry his mother. And he's saying now, who is the ugly man who was fated to be told about his luck, about his fate? And he said, who's that person? Creon said, our leader, my lord, was once a man named Laius. Before you came and put us straight on course. Now Creon started to tell the story. To tell the story of our last king before he arrived here. Before, Oedipus. Our leader, my lord, was once a man named Laius. That's his name, Laius. Did I lose connection, boys? Did I lose connection? Boys?
No, we hear you, doctor.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought, because I heard, yeah, okay. Really here you see, as I said, when you read this you should you should think. I never saw the man myself. I say, of course, you have never. You have, but you killed him, you know? And this is the irony. He said, yeah, I know that he was killed, or I know. And of course, as he said, he really, at the end of the day, he didn't know. Oedipus killed him in a crazy way, in a mad way. Yes, he didn't know that this is his father. And that's really the tragedy about it. Absolutely will be meaning. Yeah, I lost. Yeah. Can you hear me, boys and girls? I think I lost connection. Did I?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah,
Maybe
anyway,
you
I will. Sorry?
maybe you shouldn't open the camera and present the document at the same time.
I don't know. But I need to show you. It's okay. Let me try again. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm saying here really the king is quite again really honorable to say the whole process, and he wants to really take revenge again. Again, this is, as I said, the tragedy when he's saying, I have all the power to find out who that killer was. You know, notice, I am the land's avenger by all rights, and Apollo's champion too. So he's saying, I'm going to do this for you and for the nation and for the gods, you know, and but not to assist some distant kinsman. No, for my own sake, I will rid us. I will rid us of this corruption. So again, he's saying, I'm not going to do this because of me. I'm not only because of me, I'm going to do it because, again, for the whole nation, because of you. And of course, again, he said, maybe because of me myself, because I am the king here, and maybe now that killer would come and kill me in the same way. So this is really the question here when he said, whoever killed the king may decide to kill me too, with the same violent hand. By avenging Laius, I defend myself. To the priests, quickly, my children, up the steps. Take up your branches now to the guards. One of you summon the city here before us. Tell them I will do everything. God help us. We will see our triumph or our fall. You know, again, you can see here he decided to say that he must find out the whole thing, and he's sort of asking everybody to get ready to check and to listen to what he's going to decide about the whole question. Notice what he's saying. Creon, great welcome voice of Zeus. What do you, here again, the chorus, sorry, not Creon. The chorus, as I said to you, the chorus is a group in Greek drama. It's something like a group of actors used, they speak in just in one voice. And here really it's the idea that it's something like the narrator. It's something like commentary, like in a play, like in a short story, like the narration of a judgment, if you like, about what's happening. And the chorus here saying Zeus, and as I said, this is Zeus, the supposedly to be the father of gods, or the god of gods, as I told you before. A great welcome voice of Zeus. What do you bring us? What do you bring? What word from the gold vaults of Delphi comes to brilliant Thebes, racked with terror? Terror shakes my heart, and I cry your wild cries. Notice here when you say, they use the word I. When I said to you the word chorus, really it means in one voice. You see, using the first personal pronoun I, it doesn't mean that, you know, so one speaker here speaking for him. Notice when he's saying that, the idea, I cry your wild cries, Apollo, healer of Delos, I worship you in dead. Not now, what is your price? What some more new sacrifices, some ancient rite from the past, etc. You can see here the total change of tone. I think it's a long, as you can see, a long speech, as if to say, we are going to do our job. You know, again, asking, notice, daughter of Zeus, Athena, and Artemis, you know, or asking so many here, as you can see, names. And I think I should leave this to you. Again, notice here one section, Thebes, like a great army dying, but there is no sword or of thought to save us. No, and the fruits of our famous earth, they will not ripen. No, and the women cannot scream their banks to birth, and so on. You know, you can see summarizing all the problems and the situations and the dying children. Again, it's Thebes is dying. Look here, her children stripped of pity, generations strewn out of the ground, unburied, unwept, the dead spreading death, and so on. You can see it's a lot of exaggeration, isn't it? You can see really here, it's a long speech, but I will skip this here now, and please, you read it on your own, because it's really, of course, you know, I sent you that, and you know where I highlighted or where I underlined the lines, you can see that. These are the important points, and I think it's easy for you to follow from there. So I want to jump to the speech here when Oedipus comes back to tell us again his decision. Notice Oedipus, again, really in a very tragic situation. Notice, Oedipus, you pray to the gods, let me grant your prayers. Come listen to me. You know, this is the idea really he's saying. It's very funny and very ironical in a way. He said, yeah, you are praying to gods, to the gods, you know, and now your prayers are rewarded. Your prayers are answered or granted. So God or the gods will listen to you, will do what you were asking for. Come, listen to me. Do what the plague demands. And I think this is really lovely here. Oedipus is saying exactly again as a king. He's saying, yeah, I'm going to do my job. My duty as the king, I'm going to do exactly what I should do. You will find relief and lift your head from the depth. I will speak out now as a stranger to the city. So to the story, stranger to the crime, meaning I will be absolutely impartial. I will be impartial, and I will tell you what I really should do. If I had been present then, again, this is ironical. When he's saying, if I had been present then, لو كنت هناك يومها, huh? You know, but of course he was there. When he said, if I had been present then, if I was, you know, if I were, you know, but of course he was. If I had been, yeah, he was. But again, this is the irony. If I had been present then, there would have been no mystery, no long hunt without a clue in hand. You see, so the idea again, as I said to you, there are many ironical situations because we know the story. We know the story that he did and he was. and he was the killer, and he was there, and he knew, but of course, you know, he was not aware. He didn't know exactly. I'm saying here ironically that he was there. Okay. Notice how he said it. So now counted a native Theban years after the murder. To all of Thebes I made this proclamation. He's saying, now being a Theban myself, being now a native countryman myself, years after the murder, I've been here for more than 20 years as a native man of Thebes, and I will do this for Thebes, for the whole city myself, and I will do this proclamation. هذا الإعلان, and this is the word here, proclamation. He wanted to say, this is my decree. If any one of you knows who murdered Laius, the son of Labdacus, I order him to reveal the whole truth to me. So he's saying, any one of you who really knows the killer must tell me. Any one of you who murdered the king Laius, because the king's name is Laius. Any one of you who knows, any one of you who really did kill the king must tell me. And he said, Laius, the son of Labdacus. You know, he's saying, you know, as if to say, Ahmad bin Muhammad bin Uthman, etc. You know, really this is, he wants to say for sure, to emphasize. I order him to reveal the whole truth to me. Nothing to fear. Even if he must denounce himself, let him speak up. Even if he himself was the killer, he must speak out completely without any problem. Nothing to fear, even if he must denounce himself, let him speak up and so escape the brunt of the charge, meaning I will not punish him. Even if he himself is the killer, I will not punish him. Let him come and tell me. He will suffer no unbearable punishment, nothing worse than exile, totally unharmed. The only punishment will be to send him to exile, to kick him out of the country. No punishment, no harm. Again, this is what's going to happen to Oedipus. He himself is going to be banished. He himself is going to be sent to exile. Oedipus pauses, waiting for a reply. Of course, nobody replied. If anyone knows the murderer is a stranger, a man from alien soil, come speak up. Again, right, if any one of you knows that this murderer was a stranger, then tell me again. I will give him a handsome reward and lay up a gratitude in my heart for him besides. And lay up means I will always respect him. I will always have great respect and gratitude in my heart for him. Lay up, you know, this is the word lay and up, not just laying, not laying, you know, means to put or to allow, but to lay up. Thank you, son. So really, this is the excellent idea here, to see again the honesty and the straightforwardness, the absolute forwardness and beauty of the king's orders, really. And here, silence again, no reply. But if you keep silent, if anyone panicking, trying to shield himself, or friend or kin, rejects my offer, then hear what I will do. He said, okay, you're not speaking, nobody is speaking, You are silent? Okay. So listen to me. Listen to me. If you are frightened, if you are panicking, if you are trying to hide something, if you are trying to hide a friend, or you are to hide a relative, then let me listen. Let me tell you. I order you, every citizen of the state. Notice again, really, this lovely English here. I order you, every citizen of the state, every one of you, every mother's son of you. This is the same word by remember Isle in literature one. I gave you this the question about every mother's son of you, and here really this is what he's saying it in a very amazing fashion. You see, when he's saying every, I order you, every citizen of the state, where I hold throne and power, banish this man. Banish this man, whoever he may be. Never shelter him, never speak a word to him, never make him partner to your prayers, your victims. Oh, did I lose connection again? No, I'm fine. Notice, your victims burn to the gods. Never let the holy water touch his hands. Drive him out. Each of you from every home. He is the plague. What a shame. Really, what a shame. Because that's him. That's what's going to happen to him. This passage here is going to be repeated to him at the end of the play, because they are going to say to him, that's what you said, and that's what we are doing. That's your orders. And he said, let me give you my orders. This is my orders. I order you. Innani a'murukum jami'an. You see, every citizen of the state. So the same speech here is going to be repeated again to him later, when he was found, when he knew that he was the one. And that's what he said. He is the plague. إنه هو الطاعون بعينه. إنه هو الطاعون بعينه. He is the plague, the heart of our corruption, as Apollo's oracle has just revealed to me. So I honor my obligations. I respect my orders, my duties. I respect my commitment, my obligations, my duties. I fight for the God and for the murdered man. For the God and for the murdered man. Now my curse on the murderer, whoever he is, a lone man unknown in this crime, or one among many, let that man drag out his life in agony, step by painful step. Again, really, it's amazing, because all this is going to happen to him. That's what he's going to do, in a very painful way, walking step by painful step. I curse myself as well, if by any chance he proves to be an intimate of our house. Again, notice here the idea again, the more ironical. He said, even if the criminal is part of our house, I'm going to do it. Here at my hearth, with my full knowledge, may the curse I just called down on him strike me. these are your orders. Perform them to the last. These are my orders, and you should follow them exactly. And he repeats that. He repeats it in a very amazing way. Please read all this. And he said that in a very strong fashion. And again, at the end, of course, here he was saying, as you can see, the long speech. Notice, I'll read this maybe here. At the end of this page, line, I don't know if I can see the number. Yeah, line 305. Yeah. Where is it? Sorry. So I will fight for him as if he were my father. Again, really, this is ironical, isn't it? Because, yeah, he was his father, Notice here. So I'll fight for him as if he were my father. Stop at nothing. Search the world to lay my hands on the man who shed his blood. The son of Labdacus, descended of Polydorus, Cadmus of old, and Argos, Aeginos or Aeginor, founder of the line. Their power and mine are one. Oh, dear gods, my curse on those who disobey these orders. Let no crops grow out of the earth for them. Shrivel their women, kill their sons, burn them to nothing in this plague. That hits us now, or something even worse. But you, loyal men of Thebes, who approve my actions, may our champion justice, may all the gods be with us, fight beside us to the end. So you see here, really, Oedipus is absolutely decided to punish, to take action, and he did that. Again, you can see here, again, discussion between Oedipus and other character. He's one of the leaders, one of the big men. The discussion between them, it was a bit really important again to say, well, maybe we can ask somebody else to tell us more about this. Notice, leader said, I still believe Lord Tiresias sees with eyes of Lord Apollo. Anyone searching for the truth, my king, must learn it from the prophet, clear as day. So here they're telling the king, well, we have somebody else who can do this, and he is Tiresias, as you can see his name here, Tiresias. He may tell us more about this killer. Please try to read as much as you can, because as you know, I can't read everything for you. Next time I will be quicker, and I will read, if you like, only shorter passages, the important passages. But you should read all of it, because really it's lovely, and you should understand how it's going, the development of the action, and also the idea really is it's not difficult to understand. So please do that on your own. Okay.